Welcome to Lovington Wildcat Basketball on Z94, KZOR, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Tonight's game is proudly brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Lovington Schools, Now Pharmacy, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Bob's Thriftway, and Norley Hospital. Welcome to your Stone Oilfield Services Wildcat pregame show. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Dawn Morgan, Megan Otto in studio engineering and producing tonight. It is the 4-4A semifinals, the Lovington Wildcats and the Goddard Rockets for a chance to play tomorrow night for the district tournament crown, Dawn.
That's exactly right. And, usually during the season, we talk about, okay, this is an important game. It would be great for them to win. But then it comes down to times when it's must win, right? When you really must win. Now, even without a win, it looks like Lovington would make it into the playoffs. We're pretty sure.
Easily, yeah.
Pretty easily, pretty sure, and not even be down in the bottom seeds. But still, to control your own destiny a little bit more, to have a little more predictability about what's going to happen, you want to win. And, Lovington, having really gotten knocked down to ranked third in the district, that stings a little. They're a better team than that. And because of the fact that they beat Goddard, they beat Artesia, they've beaten everybody in the district at least once, and yet they're still number 3 just because of the way the tiebreakers fell and the points, in the final games. So that just hopefully gives them a little bit more push and want to win this game.
And it is very important, as was talking with Coach Casey Pack and Athletic Director Robert Areola on Tuesday night, after the big win against Portales, and they've actually inserted another sentence into the rule about the playoffs. Used to, whoever was the regular season district champ could not be seated lower than anybody else in the district, even if that team won the district tournament.
Right.
Now then, if you had a team that was tied for the district lead but lost on tiebreakers, they can still get a higher seed if they win the district tournament. So for Lovington, very important to win the district tournament, because then they can go in with a share of the district championship, and they can go in higher than Artesia if they win the district tournament, having then both the championships. And that could really be important when we get to Sunday afternoon and you're looking at, top 4 seeds get 2 home games this year.
Right.
Top 8 seeds get 1 home game. You definitely want to be, the way the travel looks for us and those other top seeds, you want to be at least in the top 8.
The top 8.
But if you can get to the top 4, and it's not out of the realm of possibility for this Lovington team, they are tied for the 5th best record in the state in Class 4A with Espanola Valley. So it is not out of the realm of possibility that if they can get a statement win tonight here against Goddard and then take care of Artesia, which, both very big ifs, they're both talented teams, then they can make a case that, hey, we should be one of those teams that gets the 2 home games before the semifinals this year. That's something new. They're not doing the quarterfinals in Albuquerque. They are doing the quarters at home sites, the first round and then the quarters at home sites. So something different. But for Artesia, I'm not going to look forward to tomorrow yet. For Goddard, though, they come in on a 3-game losing skid. It started with Lovington. Lovington beat them. Then Artesia beat them. And then Artesia beat them again
on Monday night in that playoff game.
A 76-73 loss in Hagerman, of all places. But, hey, neutral court, it's about the same from Artesia High and Goddard High to Hagerman High. That's a pretty nice gym. So, but a 76, we have been multiple times. So, but a 76-73 victory for them. Goddard, there's a lot on the line for them tonight, too, because they are a bubble team. They are number 15 right now in 4A. So that's one of those, if weirdness happens in other district tournaments, which, as we learned a couple of years ago, it is wont to do, they could, if they don't win at least tonight and probably against Artesia on Friday, they could be on the outside looking in if something weird happens in one of those other districts, especially that South District that has Chaparral and I just went completely blank.
But they could also be down at 15.
Santa
Teresa. They could be down at 15 or 16 and have to, play a 1 or a 2.
Have to go up against
exactly.
Albuquerque.
Road trip, big
Albuquerque,
road trip,
Highlander, Taos,
and
or
then
Espanola
against one of the top teams in the state. So, they're looking at what they don't want to happen. So that gives them some motivation to win tonight. And Artesia is looking at, there are 2 or 3 different scenarios. Could they get ranked number 8? Yes, but if they do, they'll play number 9. Who's likely to be ranked number 9? Well,
if Artesia were to win the district tournament, we're probably looking at a team in blue and white
right.
that just happens to have TJ Miracle and Don Morgan as its broadcast crew.
So it's possible that even with a win tonight, that they could still, be playing against Artesia in that first game. I mean, that's just one thing that could happen. There are many others, and they could get ranked. If they lose those games, they could still make it in, but be ranked more down around 12th or, 12, 13, 14 like that. And so it becomes what do you want to happen now, and what does that mean later? And then you have to wait for all things to fall out, and then your fate is actually decided by the seeding committee on Sunday, and
even if you win the district tournament, it's still decided a little bit by the seeding committee on Sunday afternoon too.
So there are so many variables, so many things that really all the players need to worry about is that you want to win, get out there and win. Get out your job number 1, no matter what else happens. Do your job and try to win this game, and then worry about the next one, and then let the chips fall where they're going to fall.
Absolutely. That's what you've got to do. Lovington on Tuesday night against Portales. Tayton Hilliard led the way with 17 points, 16 points in the books for Isaac Henson. But here's a number, and I talked to Coach Pack a little bit after the game about it. 14 three-pointers for Lovington in that ball game. You cannot rely on 14 three balls in this building or in the one down the road in Artesia to keep you in a game. And they came out a little bit slow and a little bit sloppy in that game against Portales. If they do that tonight, it could wind up being an extremely short night. But something tells me Coach Pack has these young men motivated to come out and take it to them from start to finish.
And, even though, and then let everybody else suppose and talk about scenarios, and if this happens, if that happens, and would you rather go in as a lower seed and maybe play a team that's not as strong and get assured of, at least one more game than you were going to have. I mean, there's just all kinds of different things that you think of, and some might say, well, it would be better to lose, a game, maybe win this one, but lose, the tournament championship in case this happens, that happens. But you can't count on any of that. All you really can count on is you want to do your best, you want to win if you can, and then the rest is out of your hands anyway. You let it happen as it's going to happen, but you got to try to win. If you're out there on the court, why are you there unless it's to win the game that you're here to play?
And Lovington is the defending district tournament champion. We didn't have one last year. Welcome to COVID world. Yeah. But 2 years ago, they had a disastrous regular season. I think we won one game in that district season. I think we were 1-5, and then stormed through the tournament. And what that did 2 years ago, it made them the district tournament champions, and it also knocked out Portales and Goddard from the playoffs.
That's right, and they had to take Lovington because they won the tournament.
And then they probably would have still taken Portales 2 years ago, but Santa Teresa beat Chaparral in that South tournament,
and
which
that knocked them out.
Which completely knocked them out.
That's right. So
anything can happen. You want to win the tournament. Don't leave it in the hands of the committees.
And and teams have memories and hold grudges, and they remember things like that a year and 2 years ago and think, now it's time to exact our revenge. So Lovington has got to come in and just let all that fall away and just play their game, try to control the ball, hang on to the ball, get their inside and their outside shooting going, try to get on the board early, develop a lead, and then don't have a slow sloppy start, but don't have a slow sloppy quarter, because you just can't afford that. You can't afford to start hot and then to let off.
No, so you certainly can't.
They've really got to do it. What is really nice to see though is with no masks now, it's letting and allowing these players to pick up the pace and to really really press more because that allows, that they can breathe better and to, get oxygen and to just press harder, play harder, more consistently. And Lovington is certainly conditioned to do that. So I'd like for them to, just let the dogs out, let them run full speed if they want to, and just
do it whole game.
Exactly.
If you can.
Even though they're the Cats, we'll talk about letting the dogs out. So.
Yeah, of course, the last time these teams played, it was a 53-51 victory for Lovington, a back-and-forth affair. What the key to that one was, they held Noah Reese in check for these Goddard Rockets. He had 19 points in the ball game, but he didn't score any in that first quarter. Now, for Reese, who's averaging about 24-25 a game, holding him down and making somebody else beat you was a good game plan. Jameel Cannon tried. He chipped in 14 for this Goddard team, but Lovington did what they needed to do, which was slow down Reese and make somebody else have to beat you.
Contain Reese. They've done it before. They've got to do it tonight because he's a talented player. And as you said, Goddard's not real deep, but they're deep enough, to have another player or two pop up. And even with containing Reese, they're going to give it a good go against you. And if you leave it down to 1, 2, 3, 4 points, then anything can happen at the end. So you think Lovington really needs to try to get up and try to end the game without it coming down to free throws, technicals, last shots. That's right, last shots of the game and so forth. They really need to get a handle on the game and have it better in control toward the end than that.
They certainly do. This is Wildcat Basketball on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, the Z94 KZOR app, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and the Lovington tab at HobbsAmerica.com. Please subscribe to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Remember, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, one random subscriber will get $100 cash that is coming out of my pocket. So win TJ's money. Then for every 1,000 subscribers we get after that, of course, someone will win another $100. This has been your Stone Oilfield Services Lovington Wildcat pregame show from the good folks at Stone Oilfield Services. For everything you need out in the patch, Stone Oilfield Services has got you covered. Stone Oilfield Services, proud supporters of Lovington Wildcat Athletics. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the starting lineups and the tip-off. This is Lovington Wildcat District Tournament Basketball on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Basketball here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Getting ready for the 4-4A semifinals between our Lovington Wildcats and the Goddard Rockets. Alongside Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle, Megan Otto in studio engineering and producing, as we've kind of got the Lakers thing going on here. But I do know who the 5 starters are. For us, it's the 5 we're used to. It's number 3, Adam Aguilera, number 4, Tayton Hilliard, number 5, Isaac Henson, number 20, Julian Arroyo, and number 24, Joseph Perez. For the Goddard Rockets, it'll be number 1, Damian Aragon, number 3, Elijah Kiddos, number 22, Noah Reese, number 23, Zeke Esquivel, and number 44, Jarek Mendoza. So as we get ready to start this one off, Dawn, some final thoughts.
Yeah, I just don't want to see a good game tonight. Of course, Lovington really wants and needs to be victorious, and they've just really got to contain Reese. Contain Reese. That's the deal. But play their game. Aggressive, quick.
And here we go as Reese will head to the big rocket in the middle to take the jump against Tayton Hilliard. And here we go, 4-4A semifinals underway. And it'll be Goddard basketball as Aragon will get the tip. Into the front court come the Rockets with Kiddos. Coming out to guard him is Julian Arroyo, still right in the middle. Comes near side, that is the left side. And hands it off to Reese. Reese will take it to the right as Perez on him tight. Little handoff to Aragon, spins through the lane, almost loses the basketball. Somehow Kiddos saves it underneath and stripped away from behind. First turnover for Goddard, Lovington basketball, and then almost knocked away from Adam Aguilera as Jarek Mendoza playing trailer knocked it out of his hands and out of bounds, but it'll stay Lovington basketball. And so it'll be Tayton Hilliard off the inbound into the front court. Gives it off to Adam Aguilera, working the right side. He'll flip it around too hard, but off the hands of Henson to Hilliard. Work it around. Aguilera, right wing, 3 ball on the way too hard. And the rebound is going to be ripped down by Esquivel. As Esquivel will dump it off in the backcourt for Kiddos. He'll run the point and bring it across center court. No score a minute into this one. Kiddos to the free throw line, picks up the dribble, then gives it off to Mendoza. Mendoza gets the pocket picked almost, but somehow keeps it, and a reach foul going to be called.
Yep.
And they're going to whistle that one on Julian Arroyo, his first team foul. And it'll be on the floor, of course, but it'll stay Goddard basketball. Just over a minute gone. Both these teams kind of feeling each other out like heavyweight fighters, just the kind of jabs going right now.
And Lovington's really got to try to work the boards tonight. Rebound.
As Aragon will toss it into Kiddos. Right out by the timeline, center court, takes it to the right side, throws it to Mendoza. The big wingspan saves it from going into the Lovington bench. Mendoza keeps it himself, gives it off to Kiddos as the defense chant starts from the Lovington cheerleaders who made the trip tonight. And Aragon on the give and go, splits through the lane and up and in, and Goddard strikes first. They lead 2-0. 6:30 remaining in the first quarter. Tayton to the front court. Hilliard gives it off to Aguilera. Aguilera cycles it around, uses up his dribble, top of the arc. Now over in front of the Goddard bench with Tayton, takes it to the left elbow around to Henson. Isaac hippity-hop through the lane, puts up the little teardrop, won't fall. Ball batted around, controlled by Arroyo. He'll go through the lane, give it underneath to Aguilera, then out to Tayton, left wing, 3 and bang! Tayton Hilliard drains the tray, and Lovington up 3-2. 6 minutes remaining in the first. Now the two teams starting to find their rhythm just a little bit. Into the front court with Kiddos and almost stolen away. Aragon saves it out of the tip. He'll drive into the left block and put up a shot, and no good. And they are going to call the charge. Nice job by Arroyo to get in and get the charge as they call that on Aragon, his first team foul. That was almost a real pretty backdoor give and go, but turns into a charge and the second turnover for the Rockets. 3-2, Lovington in the lead still early in the first. Hilliard to the front court, gives it to Arroyo, gets a screen from Perez, takes it in, dumps it off. Perez to Aguilera, back to Perez, now to Tayton, drives it in, hippity-hop to the low post, puts up a wild shot off the glass, and the rebound by Esquivel. Goddard back down the court, and they're going to call
Aguilera.
Actually going to call the double.
Foul.
They're going to call the palm ball
on
Kiddos. So that'll be turnover number 3. Lovington has forced 3 turnovers. They need to capitalize.
Right.
Yeah, I was like you. I was like going, oh no, they're going to get at him for the reach.
Right.
5.5 to go in the first. Lovington basketball. Hilliard brings it into the front court, directs traffic. To Aguilera in the right wing. Adam gets the screen from Perez, works it around to Henson. Back to Hilliard as Henson sets the screen. Tatum backs it out where he works against Mendoza. To Perez at the free throw line. Now back over on a cycle, trying to get the pick and roll going with Arroyo, but he's going to be backed out by the big bull Reese. Now they'll work it around. Chris passing, Aguilera will wind up controlling it. To Perez near side, handed off to Tatum. On him very tight is going to be Esquivel. Tatum to Henson, top of the arc, too hard for the three ball, and the rebound by Esquivel, his third. Bryant Mitchell-Schooley just into the ball game will take the handoff in the backcourt and bring it into the offensive zone for the Rockets. 4.5 remaining in the first. Lovington up 3-2. To Esquivel, he works against and almost knocked away. Mendoza saves it. He'll take it in, drives the left lane, puts up the floater. No good, but Esquivel with another rebound. His putback won't go, and finally the rebound controlled by Henson. He'll give it right off to Hilliard. The dynamic duo playing tag back in the backcourt, now into the front court to Tatum on the right base. Drives in against Esquivel, and he's going to get fouled. I'm thinking by Reese as he went hard to the rack. And, yep, they're going to get Reese, I do believe.
All right, so Lovington has taken...
actually going to call it on Esquivel. His first personal, second team foul, and Tatum at the line.
Lovington has taken 5 shots from the floor. They've made 1. Goddard has taken 4 shots from the floor, and they've made 1.
First one is up and rattling it home for Tatum Hilliard, and Lovington goes up 4-2. As we click near the midway point as Esquivel checks out, James Torres checks in. Not sure if I'm Coach Anthony Maestas. I get Esquivel out of there. He's been a monster on the boards here early. Second one up for Tatum, and that one will be off the front of the iron. Guess who? Reese with the rebound, his first. Reese to Schooley in front of the scorer's table. Into the front court come the Rockets. Near side to Mendoza, then trying to get it into the big bull and overthrows Reese, and Henson tries to save it, but can't get quite tall enough.
No, and he
need to get him some 3-inch rises in the shoes for that one.
He leans back out of bounds anyway, too. So
3 minutes, 55 seconds remaining. First quarter, Lovington up 4-2. Both teams kind of feeling it out as Torres to inbound left of his own bucket. Gets it into Cannon, who just checked into the ball game. Cannon with a wild pass that's going to go into the Goddard bench. 4th turnover for the Rockets. They're having trouble hanging on to the big orange ball, but Lovington has not capitalized. Lovington up 4-2. 3:50 remaining here in the first. To Aguilera to Arroyo. Julian gives it off to Perez. He bounces it into the high post, into the block. To Perez to Henson. Henson takes it just to the free throw line, then backs it out. Lovington being very methodical. Driving into the left lane. No look pass from Arroyo to Perez, who is pushed out. Now over to Arroyo. Little head fake on Reese. Nice to remember he might fall for that. He went with the fake, picking up the dribble as Arroyo, top of the arc. To Isaac, to the free throw line, back out to Aguilera. NBA 3 left wing, it is off the glass and into the hands of Torres.
And nobody underneath for offensive rebound. That's going to get Lovington if they don't try to.
Yeah, Lovington only 2 rebounds here in the first quarter so far, already 6 for Goddard. And into the game is Rhett Price. He takes it to the right elbow and will have to toss it out to Schooley as he's pushed out. Now to Torres, top of the arc, around to Cannon in front of the Lovington bench. He cycles it right to left. Schooley winds up with it in the left wing. Deep left corner for Torres. Now back out to Price, to Schooley, to Cannon. Getting to him quickly was Henson, and then a 3-ball on the pass out by Torres, who gets his own rebound. They'll set it out to Schooley, then to Cannon, top of the arc. His 3 shot is up, no good, and the rebound going to be made by Reese. His turnaround from the right block is no good, and a fight for the rebound, and Aguilera gets the rebound, then gets crashed to the floor, and so it'll be Schooley with his first personal. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Goddard. It'll stay Lovington basketball. But Adam fighting under there for that one. Finally got one.
Well, it was.
You can't count on Goddard missing 3 straight looks at it like they just did.
You can't give him that many.
4-2, the Wildcats in the lead. 2:20 remaining here in the first period. Tatum will bark out the offense as he crosses the timeline. Gets the screen, drives it in, no look pass, right corner. Aguilera, 3-ball on the way, is in and out, and Edegone has the rebound for the Rockets. So 1 and done again for the Wildcats. As Torres will run the point, gets it into the front court. Pardon me, that's Kid O's back in the game. Kid O's backs it out as Henson pushes him back out near center court. Picks up the dribble, then they'll toss it around to Aragon, trying to get it into the low post on the baseline. Over to who else but Reese, and a high pass is knocked away by Henson. Subs checking in for your Wildcats as Betancourt comes into the ballgame. Villalobos also in for Lovington. Aragon gets it to Reese in the right block on the inbound. He takes it to the right base. He works against Perez. Turnaround jumper from 7, and it rolls home. You can't give him that many looks and expect a different outcome. 4-all now with 1:40 to go in an exciting first quarter, but not a lot of scoring. To the front court with Isaac. Gets a screen from Perez. Thinks about the three top of the arc, then gives it to Betancourt. To Tayton. Back to Perez. Now to Villalobos. If they can get Joey an open look, he will take the three ball. To Henson. Three ball from the top of the arc. That one is off the mark, and the rebound by Reese, his third.
But at least Lovington had two people in there in position to try to fight for the offensive rebound.
1:11 remaining in the first. All tied at 4. To Esquivel. Inside to Reese in the right block. Turnaround jumper from 10 is up and good. Reese with 4 points makes it a 6-4 lead as we hit the 1 minute mark. Tayton drives in, gets the pocket pick. The ball is loose on the floor. Reese will get to it, put it up, and he turns it right back over to Lovington as Betancourt somehow takes it away from him. To Henson, to Perez. He works against Aragon on the right base. Now back out to Henson to Betancourt. 3 on the way, left wing. That one off the mark, and the rebound by Aragon. We said it in the pregame show, you cannot rely on making 14 threes in a ball game like you did against Portales. They've had the looks, they're just not falling. As Kiddos to the front court, works against Henson between the rings. Sling it over Mendoza in front of the Wildcat bench, now out top of the arc with Esquivel. Esquivel to Mendoza, three ball from 3 range, no good, and the rebound by Betancourt. 10 seconds to go, Lovington will have a chance at the last shot. To Tayton, who takes it into the offensive zone. Gets a screen from Perez. Drives into the right lane. His bump, no call, and turns it over into the hands of Goddard. So we have played a quarter. It's Goddard 6, Lovington 4. Offensive has yet to show up. We're back in a minute. More Wildcat basketball on KZOR. Quarter gone in this 4-4A semifinal matchup between the Goddard Rockets and the Lovington Wildcats. Goddard with a 6-4 lead. Both of these teams can be explosive offensively, but I think the offense for both teams maybe stayed on the bus. So it'll be Aguilera and Lovington on the inbound. He'll get it to Tate, who gives it right back to Adam. He gets a screen from Perez, takes it to the free throw line, bounces out to Betancourt. Zadrick to Tayton, now out to Perez. To Villalobos. Villalobos going to drive in, and then a bad pass. Third turnover for the Wildcats. So back down with Mendoza. He'll run off the outlet pass, and Mendoza lays it up and in for Goddard. So Goddard on a 6-0 run right now. Takes an 8-4 lead. Just underway, second period.
Yeah, Goddard shooting 3 of 10 from the floor. Lovington is shooting 1 of 8.
And to Tayton, 3 ball on the way. That one's off the mark to the left, and going down to the ground after the rebound is Aragon.
But
Mason. He's going to get fouled.
What are they going to call?
Here they put it up on. They're going to call that on Villalobos.
Villalobos 12, yeah. I thought it was 10 Mason. But
his first personal. Second team foul on Lovington. On the floor for the catch, you've got Aguilera, Betancourt, Henson, Arroyo, and Hilliard as Perez checks out of the ball game.
Yeah, Lovington's got to start scoring and chip away at this, not let Goddard stretch this out anymore.
To Aragon in the left corner. Henson picks him up quickly now out to Reese. Betancourt on him tight. Now to Mendoza, deep left corner, cycles around to the left wing. Throw it in, and they'll try to get it to Reese on a cutting pass, and it's knocked away and stolen away. Arroyo brings it down, takes it coast to coast, high off the glass, no good, but it'll be Betancourt with the rebound. Betancourt uses up the dribble, needs some help, going to get it from Aguilera. 8-4, Goddard in the lead. 6:45 to go to the free throw line with Tayton. Tries to throw it and throws it right into the hands of Aragon. And give it back to the Rockets. Schooley will run the point, brings it over the timeline. And that's where Lovington will pick him up. He'll underhand it to Esquivel in front of the Lovington bench, far side. Now back to the center with Esquivel to Reese. Fall away, NBA three from the right side is good. Noah Reese with 7 points. And now it is an 11-4 lead for Goddard.
And Goddard's made the last 4 of the 4 attempts from the floor that they've shot. So they're on a scoring roll.
They are on a 9-0 run at this point. To Henson to Hilliard, working in front of the Goddard bench to Betancourt. Now to Arroyo. He works against Reese. Reese to Arroyo, free throw line. That 15-footer no good. And Reese with the rebound, his 4th. Lovington's offense, I think, I'm not sure it didn't stay in Lee County tonight the way they're shooting. So it'll be Schooley into the front court to Esquivel on the far sideline. Working from the right to the left to Mendoza as Aguilera picks him up to Reese. Almost loses the basketball as it's poked away by Betancourt. Saved in front of the Lovington bench by Reese. Reese will back it up. Zadrick on him. Little shake and bake move. Sets the pick and roll. Takes it. Little 10-foot floater from the right side. He is dangerous from right there as Reese now with 9 points in the ball game. And it is an 11-0 run for the Rockets.
Lovington hasn't scored since the three-pointer.
No, they haven't. And finally, the underhand scoop by Tayton Hilliard drives the lane. Tayton has all 6 points for the Cats. 13-5 the score as we hit the 5-minute mark remaining in the first half. Schooley to the front court. He works against Arroyo. Near side of Mendoza, they throw the high inlet pass, and then underneath to Aragon. Misses the point-blank layup. Fight for the rebound. Esquivel will have it, and his putback is up and good. 5 rebounds for Esquivel and his first points of the ball game. Up to a 9-point lead for the Rockets. Tayton goes up and coast to coast and puts it off the right glass and up and in. Tayton now with all 8 points for the Cats, 15-8 in favor of Goddard. Winner goes on to play Artesia tomorrow night at 6 in Artesia. Esquivel trying to get Reese in the deep right corner. Reese barks at his teammate, telling him push it harder. Knocked away by Betancourt.
Yeah, good hustle by Betancourt there. At least still Goddard ball, but you break up their offensive play.
So it'll be Esquivel to inbound from just left of the Lovington bench. Telling guys cycle it around as Cannon comes back in for Goddard. They'll get it into Reese back near the timeline on the far side. Takes it to the free throw line. Going to be partially blocked. And there with the rebound and the putback is Price. Lovington, their trouble on the glass is biting them early. 17-8 into Aguilera in the right corner. And he's going to get fouled. A little bit tic-tac, but they're going to throw the elbow call on Jameel Cannon. That'll be his first personal, 4th team foul on the Rockets. So now Arroyo will check out. Mason Enriquez will come in. When they need a spark, they often put Mason into the ball game.
It's true.
So Mason gets it into Tayton as Hilliard works it on the right side of the court. That's the near side from our perspective. It's a little screen from Perez, but Price goes around him. Into the deep left corner to Enriquez, to a cutting Hilliard. Now out to Aguilera, right wing for 3. That one is off the iron, and it'll be Price with the rebound, his second since coming off the bench. Again, Lovington's offense has just been pretty much non-existent except for Tayton Hilliard here in the first half. To Price to Schooley, now over to Kiddos. To Esquivel. Esquivel takes it into the deep right lane, now to Cannon. He'll bring it into the right block, then underneath to a cutting Esquivel, and he's up and in with 4 points. Lovington has got to find the O here quickly. The defense is doing an okay job, but Goddard has got the hot hand right now.
Right.
Tayton to the free throw line. Give it to Perez. Takes it to the right block, but he's going to be blocked out by Price. Now they'll work it around to Aguilera. Moves around, bounce it to the left base, and up and in for Tayton Hilliard. 10 points for Tayton. He's got every single point in this ball game for the Cats. 19-10 the score. Goddard in the lead with 2:45 remaining. Schooley to the front court. Enriquez on him. Bring it left side for Quiroz to the wing. Back out to Esquivel. Deep right corner for Schooley. Schooley out to Cannon as Goddard will reset. Esquivel on him tight. Ball loose on the floor. Somehow it'll be saved by Cannon. Get it to Schooley. Bounce pass to Kiddos. 3 ball on the way. That one is going to be off the mark and off of the bump. It'll be Perez with the rebound off the tip out. And a bump happened there too. My brain and my mouth are not completely in sync at the moment. 19-10. Lovington trails by 9. 2:10 remaining here in the first half. Aguilera bounce it in to Perez, but he's going to be knocked out by Price. Picked up the dribble, so have to reset. To Aguilera to Henson. Henson drives in, cuts through the lane, and tries to split 2 Rockets, and will get fouled in the process. That'll put Isaac at the line for 2. I'm going to call that on Rhett Price. That'll be his first personal, just the 5th team foul on Goddard.
Fast-moving game, definitely. That first quarter was over in the blink of an eye, and now this one has gone by quickly. Minute 54 left to play before the half.
Isaac's first is up, and Henson will get it. His first points in the book, and the first points for a Wildcat not named Tayton Hilliard. 19-11 the score, 1:55 to go. Defense, in the first half.
Lovington defense got to force some more turnovers, but they need to make points off of the turnovers.
Second shot is going to be in and out. It'll be Price on the rebound. He had the position on Perez. So 19-11 the score, 1:48 remaining here in the first half. Schooley to Kiddos to Esquivel. Out of Mendoza, back to Schooley, working the far side of the court. Schooley takes it to the right elbow, picks up the dribble, give it to a cutting Esquivel. He'll take it in, and he will roll it over the front of the rim from 5. Esquivel now with 6 quick points. 21-11, a 10-point lead, biggest of the ball game for the Rockets. Hilliard with it, gives it off to Aguilera. Aguilera off the screen from Perez. Now to Enriquez. Mason drives it in, gives it underneath, and a clean block is trying to go on the left baseline was Joseph Perez, but they're going to say it was swatted by Price, but it was clean, and it looked clean from up here. So it'll stay Lovington ball with 1:12 to go. They'll have it in their own end. Aguilera to Tayton, and he is going to get fouled. I think they're going to get Price on that one.
Although that was a really nice throw in. It looked like he was just going to grab it, same motion, put it up, and that would have been sweet. But we'll take the foul and the chance at points from the line.
Tayton Hilliard at the line for 2. Lovington trailing by 10. First one on the way, and Tayton gets it. The 21-12, back to a 9-point lead as Price will check out. Edagon will check back in for the Rockets. Henson, Hilliard, Perez, Enriquez, and Aguilera as Tayton will get them both. He's got 12 points in the ballgame, leads it for the Cats, and timeout going to be taken by Coach Casey Pack. It is a 30-second timeout, so we'll just keep it right here. And what can you say, Don? 21-13, and Lovington shots just not falling at all.
Right, they've just had trouble getting their shots to fall. They have taken a lot. They were, as I said, in that first quarter, Lovington shot 1 of 8 from the floor, not counting free throw, and that's Goddard was not much better. 3 of 9 shooting. Their offenses, both teams had a real hard time getting going, and then on fire. Goddard came out in that second quarter really on fire, shooting right now 5 of 7 from the floor.
And it'll be Goddard basketball out of the Lovington timeout. They lead the Cats 21-13. Of course, the winner will move on to take on Artesia tomorrow night in Artesia for the tournament title. Edagon to inbound it from under his own bucket. Gets it into Mendoza. Is knocked away, but right back into the hands of Edagon. Just kind of gone that way tonight. Lovington finally goes into the full court press. Schooley works against Perez. Comes to Enriquez. And a foul going to be called as Hilliard trying to get to the ball. Goes through Aragon. First personal on Tayton. Just the 3rd team foul on the Cats. Oh, nope, they didn't call the foul. The timeout going to be taken instead.
I guess.
And it's going to be a 30-second that was taken.
Managed to call
by Goddard.
Call for the timeout before the reach foul.
Yeah, well,
and before that, the 10 seconds. Yeah. And that really was what the coach was, worried about. I think was trying to.
Yeah, was trying to get
that.
because it was getting close to that 10 seconds.
Exactly.
Rule. So Coach Maestas quickly and intelligently taking the timeout, although I bet he's kicking himself now. Going, oh, he'd have had the foul at 9 9/10 of that second.
Right. Lovington is shooting 3 of 6.
And on the fastball, it'll be Reese. Takes it to the left baseline, and he'll in and out on the 10-footer, and Henson will have his second rebound. On the outlet pass, front court with Aguilera. Bounce pass to Enriquez, working around to Tayton. Right wing for 3. That one is too hard. And fight for the rebound, and it'll be saved and into the hands of Schooley as Lovington kind of gave up on that one. To Reese, who just keeps it himself.
I think the Lovington
Works to Eragon, then into the corner to Mendoza. 3 on the way, and that one's good for Jarrett Mendoza. Difference is Goddard's getting their shots, Lovington isn't.
Yep.
To Enriquez as Schooley picks him up quickly in front of the Goddard bench. 21 seconds remaining in the half. Hilliard with it in the right corner, cycles around to the right wing where he works against Kiddos to the free throw line, goes behind the back, then takes it to the left lane, and it'll bounce around everywhere, and it'll go out of bounds, so no rebound, and it'll stay Lovington basketball with 8 seconds to go here in the half. A low-scoring affair here at ground zero, I believe they call it.
Right, Lovington now on 3 of 6, 7, 3 of 8 shooting in this second quarter.
Aguilera at inbound, gets it to Hilliard in the right base, puts up a shot. It is off the bottom of the iron and controlled by Reese. His 5th rebound with 1. He throws it up at the buzzer. It's off the glass, no good. So halftime here at Goddard. It is the Goddard Rockets 24, the Lovington Wildcats 13. We're back in 3 minutes for your Bob's Thriftway halftime report. Wildcat basketball on Z94 KZOR. Basketball here on Z94, KZOR, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. It's your Bob's Thriftway halftime report from Bob's Thriftway right there in Lovington, your local hometown grocery store. Bob's Thriftway and the Jameson family, great supporters of all Lovington athletics. Halftime score, Goddard 24, Lovington 13. Taking a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. Noah Reese, no shock, leads the way for the Rockets. He's got 9 points in the ball game. Zeke Esquivel with 6. 5 points for Jarek Mendoza. Then 2 points for Damian Edegone. Reese and Esquivel with 5 rebounds apiece. 19 rebounds total for the Rockets in the first half, as they turned the ball over only 6 times in that first half, only 1 time in that second quarter. 6 points in the first, 18 points in the second. That's how they put their 24 on the board. For your Lovington Wildcats, it's pretty much been the Tate and Hilliard show. 12 points for Tate and Hilliard, and then 1 point for Isaac Henson. That's the scoring. Leading rebounder is Zadrick Betancourt. He and Isaac Henson each with 2 rebounds, but Lovington only 7 boards in that entire first half. They went 4 of 6 from the free throw line, so that's a positive. 4 turnovers in the first half, that's a positive, but not a lot on the scoreboard to show for it. 4 points in the first, 9 points in the second, and that's where we're at right now, Don.
How many rebounds for Lovington in total?
7.
7 in that first half, right?
Yep.
All right, so here's the shooting from the floor. Goddard, 3 of 9 in the first quarter, 6 of 9 in the second quarter. They are shooting 9 of 18, exactly 50% from the floor. That does not include free throws.
Of course, they haven't had any.
All right.
But it wouldn't include them anyway.
Sure. But for Lovington, they were 1 of 8 from the floor in shooting in that first quarter. They were 3 of 7 from the floor in the second quarter for a total of 4 of 15. They're shooting
good.
4 of 15.
That's under 25%. Even I
from
can do
the
that
floor.
math.
That's right. And that, again, that does not include free throws. That's a shooting percentage from the floor. Total of rebounds. So they're getting killed on the boards. 19 rebounds by Goddard, 7 by Lovington. And I think maybe 1 of those 7 was an offensive rebound. Maybe 2. I wasn't writing that down. So I know 1 was an offensive rebound. Maybe 2 of those 7 were offensive rebounds. And
we talked about it in the pregame show.
Yeah, Goddard's taking more shots at the basket.
And making more. And getting the rebounds.
Exactly, and snatching the rebounds. So when that happens,
1 and done.
And when your shooting is cold, now if your shooting is hot and you can keep up with that, you can lose the rebounding game. You can stay even with the turnovers. But if your shooting is cold, you're not taking enough shots and you're not creating any other opportunities offensively to take shots like that, then you're going to be where you're on the scoreboard. And actually, I think Lovington's doing well for these stats. They're doing well to be at 24-13 right now. But they cannot come out in the third quarter. They can't have a third quarter like they had their second quarter.
Or
they
the
can't,
first
or the first. They can't just let Goddard come out and dominate them in all the categories. They have got to come out shooting hotter, better, quicker pace, taking control and possessing the basketball more, creating more offensive opportunities for themselves, and making those shots.
And we talked about it in the pregame show that Lovington couldn't afford to have a slow quarter.
That's right.
Well, they just had a slow half.
They did.
Fortunately, Goddard didn't have just an explosive half themselves. They had kind of a slow first quarter too.
Right.
And so really, Lovington is going to have to come out like their hair is on fire in the second half if they want to get back from down by 11. They've
got some work to do. It's not insurmountable, but they have to come out immediately and start chipping away at that. They've got to. Otherwise, if they get down, if this gap remains, if they come out and even trade baskets, you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to catch up. So they can't do that.
And we have seen in this gym strange things can happen. We always talk about it. One of the biggest comebacks in the history of New Mexico basketball happened in this gym.
That's right. So
about 5-6 years ago.
Come out and have a crazy good second half and control Reese a little more and try to do the things that they need to do. Well, we'll see. We'll see what they talk about it and come out with this third quarter.
And that third quarter will be on the way coming up here in just a couple of minutes. This has been your Bob's Thriftway halftime report. The Cats trailing 24-13. Of course, our great friends at Bob's Thriftway right there in Lovington, your local hometown grocery store. And a big thanks to the entire crew of Bob Sirthway and the Jameson family being such great supporters of Wildcat Athletics. We are back in 90 seconds for the second half. This is Wildcat Basketball on Z94, KZOR, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Basketball here on Z94 KZOR. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Don Morgan. Megan Otto in studio engineering and producing. The Cats with a hill to climb in the second half. They trail 24-13. It'll be the starters on the floor for the Cats. Henson, Hilliard, Arroyo, Aguilera, and Perez. And I'm betting it'll probably be the starting five on the floor for the Rockets too. And Edagon, Kiddos, Reese, Esquivel, and Mendoza. And I would be correct. That doesn't happen often. But I was that time.
And, you know, the Cats, they've got a hill to climb, as you said. They could do it. They've got the talent to do it, and they've beaten this team before, and they could come back and have a whale of a second half, and that's what they need to do.
Yes.
But it's got to start now.
It certainly does. It'll be Goddard basketball as we start the second half, and I was wrong. Coach Maestas did it on purpose. He put Schooley in to start the second half after I'd announced the starters. So it'll be Schooley controlling the basketball. He works against Arroyo near side to Zeke Esquivel as they try and get it inside to Reese. Knocked away. Nice job by Perez to knock it away as Reese has said, hey, he elbowed me. Yeah, if anybody got elbowed, it was you doing the elbowing, Reese. So Reese into the right corner. Perez on him very tight. He'll take it to the right block, puts up a shot, and he will get fouled. They're going to call that on Joseph, and it'll be a two-shot foul. Wow, that's actually away from the basketball. They're going to call that on Julian Arroyo. His second personal, first team foul. Arroyo wasn't even on the same side of the floor, I didn't think, as Reese. But, okay, Reese goes to the line for two. And a chance to extend the Goddard lead. Reese bends the knees, puts up the first one, and it is good. He's got 10 points. He leads the Rockets. And that puts Goddard up 25-13. Now, Reese will bend the knees, eye the second, puts it up, and that one is going to roll home. So 26-13, the hill just got a little bit bigger for the Wildcats as they trail by 13. 7.5 remaining third quarter. To Aguilera, brings it to the top of the arc, picks up the dribble. Now over to Hilliard. Hilliard works against Esquivel, goes behind the back, gets a little screen from Henson and drives it into the right lane, and it rolls off the back of the iron, and the rebound by Esquivel, his sixth. So the cold shooting continues, and on the full court press, they'll get it to Edagon, and he'll go, and he will miss the point-blank reverse layup, goes out of bounds, and Lovington basketball as Schooley goes hard to the court. So Edagon will check out, and checking in will be Rhett Price. They're going with a little bit bigger lineup with Mendoza, Price, and Reese, and Schooley all in there.
Down the other way. I was just about to say, Lovington has trouble with size inside. Just when they beat the inside man, they get a shot at point blank, and then they don't make it fall.
They'll get it around to Isaac Henson. He'll cycle it to Arroyo. He works against Reese, drives it into the right base, then tosses off to Perez. Now out to Arroyo, three-pointer. That one is off the front of the arc, and Tate will get the rebound, and a foul going to be called. Let's see, they're going to whistle the push foul on Reese. That'll be his first personal. First team foul against Goddard. Stays Lovington basketball. So Aguilera to inbound it from right of his own bucket. Cats are moving right to left. High inbound to Tayton now to Arroyo. Deep left corner. Pulls it in. 15-footer from the left basin. Gets it to bounce home.
Nice.
Finally get one to fall. 26-15. Cats trailing. 6.5 remaining in the third. Schooley to the front court. Spins through a couple of men. Now tries to get it to Price, and it's going to be knocked away by Tayton unintentionally. He was trying to block and guard Price over in that deep left corner.
Right.
And just kind of got the hand in the way.
Good hustle. I've noticed a little bit tighter press by the Wildcats coming out now.
Esquivel to Reese, and they're going to call a foul on the Cats. They're going to call the push. Let's see who they put it up on. They're going to put it on Joseph Perez. That'll be his first personal, second team foul. So Esquivel will inbound it from right of his own bench. Gets it to Reese in front of the bench, working the far side of the court. Perez on Reese. Reese goes to the free throw line. Fall away jumper from there and rolls in, rolls out. And it'll be Schooley with the rebound. Tries to get it back in, and it'll be stolen away by the Wildcats. Give it to Tayton. He will turn on the Jets.
Nice hustle.
Goes to the right base, puts it high off the glass, and count the bucket on the foul.
That's what we need. Get something going here. Get something sparked.
So count the bucket, and they are going to call the block foul on Zeke Esquivel. His second personal, second team foul. And it'll put Tayton Hilliard at the line for the and one. Tayton puts it up and gets it home. 15 points for Tayton Hilliard of the 18 in the books for the Cats. They cut it down to a 12-point lead. 6:04 remaining in the third. Mendoza inbounds to Schooley. Goddard basketball. Schooley brings it across the big rocket right at center court. Leave it off for Esquivel in front of the Goddard bench. Now to Mendoza. He cycles from the right wing to the left elbow, and he travels it. That'll be the 8th turnover for Goddard. So Lovington is starting to force some turnovers again. Gotta make them count. And timeout going to be taken by Coach Anthony Maestas. 5:51 remaining in the third. Goddard 26, Lovington 18. Back in 30 seconds on KZOR. Out of the Goddard timeout, it will be Lovington basketball. Welcome back to Goddard High School in Roswell. Lovington trailing 26-18. Hilliard to the front court, hands it off to Aguilera. Aguilera takes it right to left, and he gives it to Arroyo. Arroyo, a little shake and bake, takes it to the left base to Aguilera. Left corner three ball. That went off the mark, off of the tip, and it'll be Perez with the control. Give it to Arroyo. He takes it to the left lane, puts up the 5-footer. That one's off the mark, and Esquivel has his 7th board of the ball game. Underhand sling over to Schooley on the far sideline. Schooley will bring it into the front court with 5:20 remaining in the quarter. To Mendoza underneath and stolen away by Tayton. Hilliard with it, weaves through traffic, comes back in, leaves it for Arroyo. He'll take it, spin move on the left block and puts it up and count the bucket on the foul. Julian Arroyo gets the bucket and will head to the line to shoot the and one.
Nice moves, and off of an assist. That was a great pass.
Foul going to be called on Damian Edigon, his second personal, third team foul. That cuts it down to 26-20. And Arroyo at the line to cut it down to just a 5-point Goddard lead. Arroyo, his first trip to the line, puts up the and one, and it is off the front of the iron. And guess who? Reese with the rebound, his 6th. Reese to Esquivel, who will trigger it the other way for Goddard. Push it off to Reese to the right base, toss it out to Kiddos. Kiddos almost gets the pocket pick, somehow saves it off of his shoe tops. To Esquivel, back to Kiddos, takes it deep right corner, and Aguilera gets to him, and the pressure is too much. Is stepping on the sideline is Kiddos. 10th turnover for the Rockets. Give it back to the Cavs.
Great defensive pressure there. Lovington really turning up the heat, and they need to.
Wildcats into the front court. It'll be Hilliard to control. Drives it into the lane and with the left hand off the right glass. up and in for Tatum Hilliard. Now it's a 4-point ball game.
Lovington
26-22 Goddard.
Lovington shooting 4 of 7 in this quarter so far.
Much better on the offensive side. Schooley to Kiddos on the far side. Now to Esquivel. Back to Kiddos. Drives into the left block. Pushes off on Hilliard. No call. And the rebound off the tip into the hands of Aguilera on the left base. Adam keeps it himself as we hit 4:10 remaining in the half. To Isaac Henson, who's been quiet here in the ball game. Henson to Hilliard. Sets a little pick for him. Tatum going to have to back it out, though, as Schooley went around the pick and stayed on it. Tatum starts his drive in. No-look pass to the left base. Perez misses the point-blank layup, and Reese off of the tip gets the rebound. Reese brings it down into the offensive zone for Goddard. Picks up his dribble in the right wing. Now to Aragon in the deep right corner. He'll drive in on the right base and gets Henson in the air. And the foul going to be called on Isaac, his first personal, third team foul, and Aragon heads to the line.
That's tough, very tough. Because you just saw it, you just knew it the instant that they went up, that Reese waited.
Aragon at the line to shoot 2, puts up the first, and it is good. Aragon with 3 points in the ball game makes it 27-22. So 27-22 the score. Goddard in the lead, 3:39 to go in the third. Aragon second on the way is up, and it is in and out, but Reese with the rebound, his 8th. The putback, though, won't fall, and it'll wind up in the hands of Kiddos. Kiddos back to Reese as the glass cleaning woes of the Cats continue. Esquivel, little spin move, looked like he picked up the pivot foot.
Ooh.
No call, and Henson will get the rebound off the miss.
Nope, that was...
He brings it back down the other way.
Hilliard.
And Tatum Hilliard brings it up, and they call the block. So count the bucket of the foul. Tatum Hilliard. I said Hilliard. I wrote down Hilliard. I just said Henson.
Right.
And Reese and Tatum have a huge collision. Both of them slow getting up. So his second personal, and I like that they are attacking Reese. So Tatum will go to the line with a chance to make this a one-possession ball game. It's a one-possession game now.
That comes directly off of reaching up, skying for that rebound. And Hilliard would just had some great ups on that. Very important.
Henson has to come out of the ball game as he got caught up in that too, and he's got some blood coming out, so they're going to have to pull him off the floor.
Well, they'll just have to put a Band-Aid on it, and hopefully he'll be ready to get back in.
Looks like it's his lip. This one may take a while.
Well, we're going to have to stop the bleeding, I guess. I thought it was on his chin. He is holding his lip, but I thought it was just on the chin right there on the bottom of it. So.
And if he gets any on the jersey, he will have to change jerseys. The and one on the way for Tatum is up, and it is good. 27-25, a 2-point lead for Goddard.
Wow.
Lovington is chipped back here in this third quarter. Schooley to the front court. He works against Aguilera. Little crossover as he takes it from the right to the left. Gets a screen from Kiddos. Tries to throw it across court, and Tatum will steal it away. Back down come the Cats. Hilliard gets bumped. No call. Takes it into the right lane. Puts it off the right glass and up and good. And the Cats have come back and tied it at 27. 2:52 remaining. Villalobos almost steals it. Kiddos goes inside and stolen away off the tip by Perez. The Cats have picked up the defensive pressure.
Tatum, a bump on him, no call.
Yep, Tatum in the front court. I said this the other night. They're using playoff fouling rules. Doesn't quite have to be a mugging, but it's not far from it. To Tatum from Aguilera.
And
they're going to call the
it.
reach foul on Aragon. His third personal, 15 foul on Goddard. Be on the floor. It'll stay Lovington basketball. As Coach Casey Pack directing traffic. Nope, Coach Casey says, all right, let's talk about this for a minute, boys. So with 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, we're all tied at 27. Back in 1 minute, Wildcat basketball on Z94 KZOR. It'll be Lovington basketball out of the Goddard timeout, all tied at 27. 2.5 to go, third period with Don Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle into Villalobos. Thinks about the quick three ball. Lovington thinks better of it. Gets it out to Tayton Hilliard as Tayton will work against Kiddos. Throws it in to Arroyo in the left block, and he'll get bumped, and they are going to call that on Mendoza. His first personal 16 foul is on the floor, but that will put Lovington in the bonus from here on out. So a good thing for the Cats.
Cats shooting 5 of 8 from the floor in this quarter. Goddard shooting 1 of 8.
And Reese out of the ball game right now as the bounce pass comes into Perez in the high post, and he gets his pocket picked by Esquivel. 5th turnover for the Wildcats. So back down come the Rockets with Schooley. He'll take it to the right corner, sling it out to Kiddos as the D-up chant starts by the Wildcat faithful in attendance. Back to Schooley from Kiddos. He works against Aguilera. Takes it in front of his own bench, drives it to the deep left corner, picks up the dribble, gets it into a cutting Kiddos in the left lane, and up and in. Credit where credit is due. That was a pretty move. 29-27. Tayton drives through, underhand scoop, and up and in. 24 points in the ball game for Tayton Hilliard. To Mendoza. And he loses it off of his foot, actually loses it off of Tayton Hilliard's foot.
Right.
And so it'll stay Goddard basketball.
Good hustle in that transition by Lovington, though.
29 all as Isaac Henson will check back into the ball game. He's been patched up. He got a little knock in the lower lip. They had to get the bleeding stopped. As Edagone, the high inbound to Mendoza out near center court. He'll throw it still near the timeline with Kiddos on the near side. Aguilera on him tight. Kiddos takes it, spins, goes into the lane, puts up the little push shot from 10, and it's up and in. Kiddos with 4. 31-29, the teams trade buckets, but Lovington has climbed back from down as much as 15.
Yeah, they have done a tremendous job in that third quarter.
Aguilera drives into the right lane. It is high off the glass, no good, and Edagone has his 4th rebound. Edagone to Mendoza near side. Throws it into the deep right corner. Quiroz thinks about the 3. Now he steps back, and he'll put up an NBA 3 too hard off the back of the iron. And off of the rebound, it'll be
almost ours.
Mendoza, and it'll be just ripped away by Joseph Perez. He's like, all right, if you're... Oh, and then back the other way. Kiddos picks the pocket of Tayton Hilliard. So the teams trade turnovers, but Perez was like, I don't like the way you treated me on that. Just took it away from him. Whoa, the jump stop almost a travel for Kiddos. Oh, boy. So saves it, gets it to Mendoza, takes it into the high post, puts up the push shot, no good, and the rebound going to be made by Perez.
Got to take care of it.
Perez is like the Hulk. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. Maybe it's time he gets mad. Tayton Hilliard with the between the legs, gives it off to Henson, drives into the left lane, puts up the underhand scoop, and the ball loose on the floor, and Schooley controls. Schooley 3 rebounds. 8 seconds to go in the third, a 31-29 lead, and the turnover and pushing it forward, but nobody home. So the teams trade turnovers to end the quarter. We head to the 4th. Goddard 31, Lovington 29. Back for the 4th in 1 minute on KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Back here at Roswell Goddard at the Ground Zero Gym, 31-29, Lovington trails. But you said it, Dawn Morgan, the Cardiac Cats back at it. She's Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle as Arroyo controls. He will work against Kiddos. Brings it in, but they are going to call the charge on Kiddos. Julian, that'll be his third personal. That'll be the 8th turnover on the Wildcats, so give it back to Goddard. Now is not the time to lose it. And Noah Reese, I have just noticed is not on the court. He is not on the bench. That collision he had with Tatum and Isaac must have really taken it out of him. You hope that young man's all right. No kiddos. Hippity hop through the lane, gives it off to Edagon, and stolen away by Joseph Perez. And he's going to promptly be, they're going to say Joseph traveled, trying to get it out.
Oh, Lovington faithful not liking that call, but I think it was the right call. But it was just a little stumble, in pursuit. So
I think so. Wildcat basketball on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. As the inbound will come in deep to Esquivel. Esquivel directs traffic, comes near side to Kiddos, working in front of the Goddard student section. Aguilera stays on him. He gets out of the screen by Esquivel. To Kiddos, drives it in, throws it underneath the fastball. Going to be tipped away and stolen away. 16th turnover. Tayton runs it coast to coast, high off the right glass and down. 26 points for Tayton Hilliard. Tayton has said refuse to lose, and he has been the Cats' offense tonight.
We are tied again now, 31 apiece.
1 minute gone in the fourth. Kiddos works around Arroyo, goes into the lane, and he is going to be blocked by Henson, but into the hands of Edagon, who will put it off the glass on the right side, and good. To Aguilera, weaves through traffic, waits for reinforcements. Cats back on the offensive, trailing by 2 to Tayton. Has a wide open lane and misses the layup, and they are going to call the goaltend.
Almost,
maybe.
I was going to almost goaltending there.
Yep, they call the goaltend.
All right, yes.
So Tayton will get credit for the bucket, and that should make it 33-all.
That was pretty blatant goaltending. As soon as that swished, I thought, man, if they don't call that.
Yep, they call the goaltend, and so Tayton now with 28 points in the ball game, and we are tied at 33 apiece. 6:40 remaining in the fourth. Schooley to the front court, brings it up near side. Tayton will pick him up there. Stays with him as Mason Enriquez is checked into the ballgame for the Cats. To Esquivel, top of the arc. Reese is back in the ballgame. Spin move and blocked by Henson and into the hands of Hilliard. Tayton with it, brings it back down, drives left base, puts up the left hand push from 7 and good. 30 points in the ballgame for Tayton Hilliard. Lovington's got 35 on the board. And for the first time in a long time, the lead in the ball game. Esquivel from the left block and puts up the shot and a push. That'll be called on Enriquez, his first personal, 4th team foul. And it'll put Esquivel Kiddos at the line for 2. That's 3, not 23. So Kiddos, his first trip to the line tonight. Trying to tie this one up. Puts up the first, and it is good. He's got 5 points in the ball game. Makes it 35-34. Lovington in the lead. As Jameel Cannon will come in for the Cats, or rather for the Rockets. Kiddos at the line, made the first, puts up the second, and gets them both. We're tied again at 35. Henson to inbound, pushes it into Hilliard. Henson, Hilliard, Perez, Aguilera, and Enriquez on the floor for your Cats. Kiddos, Cannon, Schooley, Mendoza, Reese on the floor for the Rockets. Back out to Henson, give it off to Mason. Mason thinks about the 3, then throws the fastball inside to Hilliard, and he's going to get bumped and fouled. Is it on Schooley or Reese? That'll be the question. They're going to whistle that on Schooley. His second personal, but that is the 7th team foul. Lovington is shooting free throws from here on in. So Hilliard already with 30 points in the ball game, heads back to the line for the 4th time tonight. I'm not going to give the stats. And misses that one. So now I'll give the stats. And he missed it, and the rebound was by Goddard. I forgot that was the 1-and-1. He is 6 of 7, 6 of 8 at the line, I should say. No, it'll be Mendoza with Goddard up 37-35. Reese with the 3-pointer, NBA distance, no good, and off the tip into the hands of Aguilera. Adam gonna just kind of go, whoa, let's think about this a minute. Into Tayton, he'll try and get it over on the right base, knocked away by Schooley, trying to get it to Perez over there. Lovington 37, Goddard 35. 5:18 remaining. Aguilera to inbound it right of his own bucket.
Lovington shooting 4 of 4 since the beginning of this quarter.
They'll get it into Henson. Isaac thinks about the three and will back it up. Lovington doesn't need to take their foot off the gas now. Henson to Hilliard off the handoff. Football play at center court. They can afford to be patient, but don't take your foot completely off the gas. Now Henson to Aguilera. Mendoza picks him up. Adam, he drives into the right base. Bad pass trying to get Henson or Hilliard in the right corner and right into the hands of Kiddos.
The danger when you hang on to it that long, the odds are they're going to pick it off somehow.
And they're going to call the reach foul on Tayton Hilliard as he swiped at Kiddos. That'll be his first personal, 6th-team foul on the Cats. So now Goddard will be in the bonus. Schooley to inbound from in front of the scorer's table.
Lovington still in the lead, 37-35, 4:48 left to play in this game.
Mendoza give it back to Schooley. Schooley to the center of the court as Reese comes back and nearly knocks his own man over. He's like, give me the ball.
Can you foul your own guy?
I
just
don't know.
did.
I think he did. Trying to get it to Cannon, almost loses the basketball, and it'll be popped away. And it will be lost and into the hands of Joseph Perez. Perez, I think, wisely gives it off for Hilliard. Hilliard behind the back for the free throw line to Enriquez. Head fake. Drives right base. Now out to Henson. To Aguilera. Left corner for three. Bang! Whew. Welcome to the game, Adam Aguilera. 40-35 and timeout taken by Coach Maestas. 4:13 to go in the ball game. Lovington 40, Goddard 35. Back in a minute on KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Full timeout that turned into not a full timeout as Schooley slides, no call, and a bad pass. It'll be stolen away. Aguilera off the steal, takes it coast to coast, and lays it home. 42-35. Cats in the lead. So Lovington in the lead, 42-35.
6 of 6 shooting from the floor for Lovington in this quarter.
Cannon will save it off the tip, toss it into Mendoza, and he loses it into the student section. Turnover number 20. Lovington has turned up the heat. That is the 6th turnover in the quarter, 20th overall for the Rockets. Lovington finally starting to feel it here tonight from Roswell.
They can't relax. They've got to keep their feet on the gas here. Keep the pressure on them.
Hilliard with 30 points. Hand off to Henson. Henson to Aguilera. No, Aguilera bounce it to Henson. Works against Kiddos. Goes through the lane. Gets a little bump. It's high off the glass, and Schooley will have the rebound. So Schooley with the rebound, 42-35. Lovington up by 7, their biggest lead of the ball game. 1 point down by 15. Cannon, hippity hop, spin through the lane, puts up the push shot, no good. And Mendoza with the rebound. Mendoza to Kiddos, and a whistle away from the basketball. And they are going to call an elbow on Mason Enriquez, his 2nd personal. 7th team foul, 3:03 to go, and that'll put Goddard in the bonus. Kiddos at the line where he is 2 of 2. And now Goddard will have a chance to chop into it with the clock stopped. Julian Arroyo comes in for Mason Enriquez. The story of the night, though, no matter what happens, is Tayton Hilliard. 32 points in the ball game for Tayton. 32 of the 42 on the board for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's amazing performance.
Kiddos, front end of the 1-and-1 is good. He's got 7 points for the Rockets.
There's still a lot of time in this game and only a 6-point lead right now by Lovington. They just cannot afford to relax. They got to keep from fouling.
Yes, they do. Second on the way for Kiddos is up and good. Gets both ends of the 1-and-1. 42-37, right at 3 minutes now to play in the ball game. Hilliard to the front court against Kiddos. Hand it off to Aguilera. Mendoza stays with him. Now they'll give it off to Henson.
Stay sharp. Stay sharp. Even if you're going to hang on to the ball and eat clock for a while, you got to stay sharp.
Henson back to Hilliard. Works against Kiddos. Near side, almost loses the ball. Saves it. Picks up the dribble, though. Aguilera's on the far side, though, to save him. Off of the push pass. Aguilera starts to run in, and they're going to whistle Mendoza for his second personal. 18 foul, and Aguilera heads to the line for the 1-and-1. Lovington, though, was able to burn right at 30 seconds off the clock on that possession. Now you got to make them pay from the line. So Aguilera from the stripe, front into the 1-and-1 is in and out, and the rebound will be made by Esquivel, his 8th, but the ball is loose on the floor, and they're going to call jump ball, and it'll be Goddard basketball. 2:31 to go in the ball game. 42-37, a 5-point Lovington lead. So a 20-point swing at this point for Lovington, but it is not over yet. Two Kiddos in the front court. Weaves through, takes it to the left lane, puts it up, and off a long tip, it'll be Mendoza with the rebound. Enagon goes through, and he'll be fouled before they can call the travel. The two refs going to get together. One called a foul, one did call the travel.
Right.
But I think they're going to go ahead and say it was the foul before the travel. So they're going to whistle that on Aguilera.
Well, that kind of a call worked for us once.
A minute ago.
And so now it's going to work against us.
So Enagon at the line where he is 1 of 2. He's got 5 points in the ball game. Again, Noah Reese back out of the ball game. Running to the 1-and-1, up, no good. The rebound made by Joseph Perez, his 4th, and then a quick whistle. And are they going to say? They're going to say a lane violation on Lovington.
Because that was it looked like a clean. That looked like a clean jump and a clean rebound by Perez. I guess it wasn't.
Yeah, they're going to say he got in the lane a little quick. And now, Coach, and this is a valid question, Coach Maestas saying if it's a lane violation, does he get to go again? And if he makes this one, does he get another chance at it? As Cannon will check in, as checking out is Esquivel. So he's got some blood on his knee, so he's going to have to check out. Attrition starting to take its toll a little bit on the Goddard Rockets. So Enagon, they indicate he's just got one free throw, so he missed the first. Puts up the second, and that one is good. And yeah, that was a 2-shot, not a 1-and-1. So the full court pressure, and it'll be stolen away. Goddard with it to Mendoza, and they call off the shot. So he'll go to the line for the 1-and-1, but he was fouled. That'll be the 9th on Lovington. Call the push on Isaac Henson. That'll be his second personal. 19 foul on the Cats, and so Mendoza heads to the line.
Both these teams in the bonus. Yeah, 2 minutes, 10 seconds left. Just 4-point ball game right now. Both teams in the bonus.
Front into the 1-and-1 is up and good. And now Kiddos back in for Cannon.
What did we say a few minutes ago?
39.
And this was, Lovington had a 7-point lead. Is that they can't afford to relax. They got to stay sharp.
Got to keep your foot on the gas. Second for Mendoza is up, and he gets them both. 7 points for Mendoza. 42-40. Full court pressure is on. Aguilera gets the high inbound. He weaves through traffic, pushes it forward to Perez. Perez back to Aguilera, who gives it to Hilliard at the timeline. Working about 2/3 of the way up the court. Backs it up where he works against Esquivel. Almost loses the basketball. He'll save it. A 2-point Lovington lead. 1:50 to go. Tayton stops. Gets it to Arroyo. Mendoza on him tight. Arroyo looking for some room. Toss off to Perez on the left base. Now working around to Tayton. I don't like this. You've had a couple of good looks at the basket. I think you need to go for him. Tayton drives in, picks it up, and then turns it over. 12th turnover for the Wildcats. They had opportunities. They had looks in that possession. They did not take them.
They were trying to
keep some more clock running. $1:20 to go, but only a 2-point lead. Maybe you do that if you're up by 5, not by a single possession. Two Kiddos to Schooley to Mendoza. NBA 3, top of the arc is good, and Mendoza will give the lead back to Goddard. 43-42, 10 points for Mendoza in the ball game. 1 minute to go in the game. The Cardiac Cats are back in town. As the gym gets loud, Goddard and Lovington trying to out loud each other. Tate Hilliard with it, a screen from Perez. Enagon goes right around him. Tatum backs it up. As the defense chance starts, Tatum takes it in, puts up the scoop shot, and cut the bucket on the foul. Woo. Holy cow! 34 points and a chance to make it 35 and to put Lovington back up by 2 points. Good night. 34, 44, 43. And the and one on the way, and it is off the mark, and Schooley with the rebound, his fifth. 30 seconds to go, a 1-point Lovington lead. With Esquivel into the deep left corner, Kiddos drives in, throws it underneath and right into the hands of Joseph Perez. Cat basketball is now shifting over to the full court defense. To Henson, push it forward to Perez. He collides with Schooley. Give it over to Aguilera with 12 seconds to go. With 10 seconds to go, and a foul. No foul called. Yep, they will finally call the foul on Schooley.
This has just been an incredible turn of events. This second half is worth the price of admission.
Arroyo at the line where he will shoot two. Lovington goes into the double bonus, but Julian needs to make both of these to make it a 3-point ball game. Julian puts up the first, and it is good. That makes it a 2, so now a three can still win it. As now they're going to put Price in on the front line for rebounding purposes. No matter what happens here, look for a quick timeout from Coach Anthony Maestas for Goddard. Arroyo, the deep breath, puts up the second and gets them both. 3-point Wildcat lead.
Poise under pressure.
With 5, with 4, and timeout taken by Coach Maestas as they got it across midcourt. We will keep it right here. So he's got 4 seconds to draw up a 3-point play, but he's without his best 3-point shooter in Noah Reese. He is still getting attention from the trainers over on the far right side of the bench, but 46-43. Lovington down by 15, up by 3, but how clutch are those free throws from Arroyo, Don?
Incredible. That was such a great performance at the line. Julian Arroyo with 2 free throws when we absolutely had to have them. That was amazing. But Lovington, I mean, can we talk about the way that the comeback in the second half, just incredible. They came out and they've done exactly what they needed to do, but they've made a couple of costly errors, and Goddard swooped in, kind of made them pay. They're in the driver's seat right now, but only by 3, and Goddard definitely has time to sink a shot and to tie it up. Yeah, so Lovington has really got to try to keep it out of the hands of any 3-point shooters, and if they make any at all, they need to make a 2-point shot. Goddard try to keep it at a 2-point shot, and don't foul them. Don't foul.
Mendoza and Reese, the only 3s tonight for the Rockets. Yeah, don't foul at all, and timeout going to be taken by Coach Casey Pack. And so he wants to talk about it with 4.6 to go. Just right. Coach Pack's second.
It's just a little gamesmanship probably here, as Maestas has a big smile on his face. He knows.
I think he saw something. I think Coach Pack saw something in the personnel that he went, wait a minute. We need to talk about this if that's what they're going to do.
They've got a little, they've got a little trick play, so to speak, drawn up for themselves.
You know what I do? I put all 5 of my guys where they can get a hand in from the perimeter. I say if you want to just go underneath and lay it in, that's fine. I'm up by 3. That's only 2.
Right.
I give them the interior.
Give them the interior and let them make a 2 and don't foul.
Yep.
And then they burn the time off the clock, hopefully, and don't leave them with any room to get a quick steal and get a quick basket, a second basket up there.
We're going to have a lot to talk about no matter what happens in the next 4.5 seconds of clock time in the Now Pharmacy postgame show. Of course, the winner will play tomorrow night in Artesia. The loser awaits their fate on Sunday with the seating committee.
We might be headed to overtime with a tie ball game, or we may be
say that.
Listen, if it's a tie or we'll take the alternative, better than the worse alternative to that, right?
Aragon to inbound.
But we'll take the win.
4.5 as they'll get it to Schooley. Loses the basketball. Corrals it up. Puts up a wing and a prayer at the buzzer. Perez with the rebound. And the Cats complete the comeback and are victorious 46-43. Lovington will have a chance to defend the 4-4A district tournament title tomorrow night from Artesia. 46-43 the final. The Cats victorious. We'll take a 2.5-minute timeout. Come back with your Now Pharmacy postgame show. This is Wildcat Basketball from Z94. Welcome to your Now Pharmacy postgame show here on Z94, KZOR, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. The Cats, the Cardiac Cats, are back in town as they come from behind and win this one 46-43 over the Goddard Rockets. With Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Megan Otto in studio engineering and producing. Taking a look at the numbers in this one. We'll start with the Goddard Rockets. Their leading scorer tonight was Noah Reese with 11 points and 9 rebounds. He was injured, though, late in the game and never came back, and so I think a big part of why Lovington able to hold on to this one. Jarrett Mendoza with 10 points in the ball game for the Goddard Rockets. Reese, their leading rebounder, with 9. Zeke Esquivel with 8. 35 rebounds as a team for Goddard. They go 10 of 12 from the free throw line, but turn the ball over 21 times as Lovington really picked up the pressure in the second half. Goddard gets 6 points in the first, 18 in the second, 7 in the third, and 12 in that fourth and final quarter. Goddard will drop to 15 and 13 and will probably wind up being right on the bubble when it comes to Selection Sunday here in just a couple of days, and they have lost their last 4 games. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats, it was the Tatum Hilliard show. It really and truly was tonight. Tatum Hilliard, 34 points, and he got 3 rebounds to go along with that.
The difference is he got more help in the second half than he did in the first.
He did. 6 points in the ball game for Julian Arroyo, 5 points for Adam Aguilera, all of them coming in that second half. And then 1 point for Isaac Henson. Lovington goes 8 of 14 from the free throw line, none bigger than the 2 from Julian Arroyo late in the ball game that made it a 3-point lead. Joseph Perez was the leading rebounder tonight with 5. Only 16 rebounds as a team for Lovington. The Cats turned the ball over 12 times. Did a fair job hanging on to the ball tonight. 4 points in the first. Yikes. 9 in the second, but then 16 in the third, 17 in the fourth. Gets them to their 46 on the board, Dawn.
Yeah, their second half was tremendous. They shot, in the third quarter, they shot 6 of 10 from the floor. Of course, this does not count free throws. And in the fourth quarter, they shot 7 of 8 from the floor. That was amazing. And they ended up with shooting 17 of 33, which puts them at 52% shooting average. The difference was, as you said, they turned on the defensive pressure in the second half. They forced more turnovers. They took more shots. Their shooting improved. And even though they lost the rebounding battle by a lot, still they were able to, effectively, instead of giving Goddard so many looks at the basket and so many shooting opportunities. Here's the difference. Goddard went 3 of 9 shooting in the third quarter, and they went 3 of 7 shooting in the fourth quarter for a total of 15 of 30, exactly 50% of, in the game total. So interesting. It was a tale of two halves for Lovington. Thank goodness for Tatum Hilliard and his scoring in the whole game tonight. The difference is, again, that the defensive pressure stepped up. They were able to force more turnovers, make more points off of that. Lovington's shooting average picked up, and they were able to outscore, if not out-rebound. They did not, but they were able to outscore Goddard in that second half, especially in that fourth quarter.
Well, they certainly were, and so it will give Lovington a chance to head back to Artesia to defend their district tournament crown tomorrow night. So, of course, we will be there. It'll be a 6 o'clock game time, 6 o'clock tip-off from the Bulldog Pit. We'll be on the air around 5:45 tomorrow afternoon with the tip-off slated for 6 o'clock. But the Cats better find somebody other than Tatum Hilliard in the next about 20 hours.
Different games, different players step up.
Absolutely.
And tonight was Tatum's turn. He has certainly been a bright spot all season long. That's not to say he hasn't stepped up at all. He certainly has. He's been one of their more consistent players throughout in a number of ways, but particularly scoring. So if it weren't for Tatum tonight, it would have been a much different ball game. However, Lovington is deep enough that they have other players that if somebody's having an off night, hopefully somebody steps up and becomes a star like Tatum tonight. And let's just hope that they have many stars ready, because they climbed a high wall tonight. They've got a higher challenge tomorrow. They've beaten Artesia. They know that they can do it, but it's always tough on Artesia's court, the home court.
The home court at the Bulldog Pit is worth, I've always said, 10 points, 5 buckets.
But coming off of this win tonight, the confidence and just the adrenaline, let's hope they didn't leave it all out on the court tonight, that they've got some in the tank to be able to head over to Artesia tomorrow night and give them the business, as they say.
Again, we'll be on the air about 5:45 tomorrow afternoon with the tip-off at 6 o'clock here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and on Z94 KZOR. This has been your Now Pharmacy post-game report from Now Pharmacy, your pharmacy right there in Lovington. For anything you need at the pharmacy, Now Pharmacy, they're the folks to call on. Now Pharmacy, proud supporters of Wildcat basketball. And with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one. The Cats came out flat, but came out firing in the second half and survive to move on to the 4-4A District Tournament Championship. They defeat Goddard tonight 46-43. Lovington Wildcat basketball on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, brought to you by Norley Hospital, Bob's Thriftway, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Now Pharmacy, the Lovington Schools, Eunice Pump and Supply, and Stone Oilfield Service. For Megan Otto in studio engineering and producing, for Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Goddard. This has been an exclusive presentation of Noel Mark Digital and Z94 KZOR Sports. Good night, everybody.